This is 7 National News, and in our top story, His Highness Dr. Sheikh Sultan bin Mohammed Al Qasimi, the Supreme Council member and the ruler of Sharjah, attended the opening of the 7th edition of the Pink Caravan Ride at Sharjah Equestrian Club today, which aims to raise awareness and overcome misconceptions about breast cancer in some sections of the UAE community. While addressing the gathering, His Highness Dr. Sheikh Sultan bin Mohammed Al Qasimi stated that the Pink Caravan Ride this year will not only teach residents about breast cancer and ways to overcome the disease, but also offer free counselling, clinical breast examinations, mammography testings in 7 locations across 7 emirates in order to help overcome the stigma attached to the disease in the UAE community. During his speech, His Highness Dr. Sheikh Sultan supported the move of adding fixed clinics, 1 in each emirate this year, to provide support for the mobile clinic facilities and offering additional medical screenings and patient counselling whenever needed. While stating that in the last 6 years, the Pink Caravan Ride has been able to offer 41,391 clinical examinations and also helped over 3,000 families through their Sponsor a Patient program. Organisers highlighted that empowering people with the right information and knowledge about the disease is key to eradicating cancer at an early stage. During the launch ceremony, some of the best performers of show jumping and ambassadors of the ride showcased their equestrian skills.
We as a institution, we're also very proud and very appreciative of this event because of the awareness value it gives to all ladies, not only in the Emirates but also in the whole region and the world. Yes, we see all the pink things and the whole everybody's wearing pink and a pink bus and so on, but really we all have to remember behind every step that these wonderful riders are taking, there is a woman somewhere is gonna take note, and she's gonna go and do her early detection test, and by so doing, this whole initiative is going to be saving lives of our women, our sisters, our best friends, and our daughters.
Pink Caravan support the UAE strategy, which is 2021, to early detection of cancer, and especially breast cancer, which Pink Caravan initiate that. And the cooperation between Ministry of Health and Prevention and Pink Caravan will be more through signing of memorandum of understanding, as well as initiation of an office for early detection of cancer. The 7th campaign is not only the awareness, but also detection through the caravan.
The 11-day ride, beginning today and running until the 17th of March, will involve more than 100 riders covering a distance of 200.2 kilometers across the country. Organisers attending the event stressed that the Pink Caravan Ride is a mass movement, and without community involvement, behaviour change and perceptions of men and women towards breast cancer cannot be achieved.
I believe that the treatments, different radiation treatments that are available, that are more precisely at the targeted medicine approach, has been quite revolutionary and less invasive on the patients. And I think that we're very hopeful that these advances will lead to more effective and better treatments for all the patients. And what is important is that prevention is still our best weapon against cancer. A healthy diet, physical activity, no smoking, low salt, for example. All of these preventive methods can go a long way in a community to reduce the incidence of cancer.
The Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of the UAE Armed Forces, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, on Monday attended a majlis at Qasr Al Hosn. During the event, it was announced that the fort, which is regarded as Abu Dhabi's symbolic birthplace, is expected to open next year after a renovation project is finished at the historic sites. Work at Qasr Al Hosn has been underway for years, with the latest phases of construction work to start this month and continue for a year. Those phases include reconstruction work on the chambers of what used to be the National Consultative Council, which was the predecessor to the Federal National Council, and the Cultural Foundation building. The work is aimed at maintaining the historic value of the site while turning the area into a tourist and cultural attraction. During the majlis, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed welcomed guests with whom he talked about the lives of their forefathers and their values, sharing stories and old photographs, according to Emirates news agency WAM. The Crown Prince also watched a video showing the phases of reconstruction and reviewed the architectural model of the final plans for Qasr Al Hosn. Qasr Al Hosn has existed since the 1760s as a coral and sea stone watchtower and was the first permanent structure built in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. New traffic diversions will affect drivers using Sheikh Zayed Road in both directions for the next year. Diversions will commence between interchanges 2 and 3 starting on Friday to complete work on roads and bridges on Al Wasl Street. The Roads and Transport Authority said diversions would cover Shif, Latifa bint Hamdan and Al Zumurud streets and will continue until July 2018, stating that alternative roads would be provided, including 2 temporary roundabouts to enter and exit Sheikh Zayed Road. Phase 2 entails closing the existing roundabout and service road parallel to Sheikh Zayed Road on the seaside. The next diversion would begin on March 24 and include parts of Latifa bint Hamdan Street that will turn one way. As nearly 8.8% of journeys in Dubai are currently being made on driverless Dubai Metro, and the world makes a shift towards autonomous vehicles as a viable form of transport. Details of the inaugural Global Manufacturing and Industrialization Summit to be held in Abu Dhabi this month were unveiled today. During a press conference in Dubai, representatives of the Global Manufacturing and Industrialization Summit in Dubai and the global law firm K&L Gates stated that as Dubai aims to target a quarter of all transportation on its roads to be driverless by 2030, there is a need to build an appropriate legal and regulatory landscape for the technologies of the fourth industrial revolution. While arguing the case that autonomous vehicles will be reality in the next 10 to 20 years around the world, legal experts highlighted that any future legislation related to the use of future transport needs to be covered, with many diverse areas such as personal data, cybersecurity, telecommunications, intellectual property and data ownership, among other concerns. Manufacturing and legal experts highlighted that legislations for the use of future technologies on public streets and highways is required not only for road and vehicle users but also for businesses that manufacture autonomous vehicles. The Global Manufacturing and Industrialization Summit, to be held in Abu Dhabi between the 27th and 30th of March, will bring together more than 1,200 delegates, including CEOs, policymakers, world leaders and specialists, to discuss the challenges while establishing international standards and guidelines related to future technologies.
Legislation that protects the safety of people and the safety of data is what we're looking for in Dubai and the rest of the world. And that's very important, as you heard from the conference or from the session today, that we need to provide a legislation that is conducive, that is not protective, but it's more supportive and progressive towards making sure that autonomous cars becomes a reality. You always start off with a problem statement and you think about the issues that we do have in terms of congestion, in terms of road traffic accidents, and how autonomous cars and vehicles can prevent and overcome these kind of challenges. And I do see it becoming a reality. The sooner we accept it, the sooner it will become, the sooner we will find them on the roads. Well, making sure that the public opinion accepts it as a form of transportation. I'm not sure if we were to ever sit in a car and see someone else besides us falling asleep or texting, do we feel comfortable with something like that? And I think it's a generational issue. So as we move from one generation to another, we would tend to see more people accepting it as a norm for public transportation.
16 illegal vendors were caught and 12 tons of goods seized in a recent raid by authorities in Dubai's Muhaysina 2 area. The goods, including food items, were confiscated during an inspection campaign on random markets by the Environmental Emergency Office aimed at maintaining the public health of the emirate. The Dubai municipality said that it has enhanced control over random markets and confiscated a large number of foodstuffs sold in these markets, including food that is safe for use and spoiled food items. The vendors that raided markets were selling vegetables, fruits, meat and fish in the open air without taking into account the rules of safe and hygienic storage. According to officials, meat and fish were displayed below normal temperatures and without cooling, while other foods were displayed by trucks exposed to dust and pollution. The municipality will also continue to undertake annual plans targeting specialized markets, including the fruits and vegetables markets, dairy markets, cattle market and fish market. And in other news, the first day of spring in the UAE will start on the 15th of March. That's according to the country's Weather Bureau. The National Center for Meteorology and Seismology stated that the spring season will start from 15th of March and continue until June 15, following which the summer season will commence and continue till the 15th of September. In its monthly weather bulletin, Dubai Municipality, however, put the period of March to May as spring season, stating that temperatures will start to climb gradually. Officials from the department added that the average maximum temperature will be 28 degrees Celsius and winter weather patterns will continue, with the weather remaining cold at night. And finally, in the bulletin, a popular hotel among UAE residents since the late 1970s, the Metropolitan Hotel has found a new home since the end of last year, and Al Habtoor Group has reported a positive performance of the hotel with over 80% occupancy levels. Relocated to a new home along the Sheikh Zayed Road by exit 41 of Al Thania Road, the new Metropolitan Hotel officially opened its doors on the 4th of December 2016. Since the reopening, the group has reported a positive interest among the residents. The hotel has brought back the two popular outlets, the Red Lion Pub and the Italian eatery Don Corleone, which have been offering a nostalgic feeling for many long-term Dubai residents. While sharing the memories, Mohammed Al Habtoor, the vice chairman and CEO of the Habtoor Group, stated that the hotel had been a popular attraction since it opened in 1979, with many residents eagerly awaiting its reopening. Though no sales figures were disclosed, however, the hotel has reported a positive performance of the two reopened outlets. With over 320 hotel rooms, the hotel brings 3 additional outlets, including a rooftop pool lounge. According to Al Habtoor, the hotel was demolished in 2013 to make room for the Al Habtoor City, and its reopening and a new location was backed by a popular demand of long-term residents, business travelers and GCC visitors.
A 4-star is good, but bringing the old brand is the attraction, and that will bring the return to us more than a 4-star hotel. Because if you walk in the hotel now, in the lobby, in the restaurant, and you go to the corridors and rooms, it's a 5-star. But we decided to call it a 4-star and to attract different categories of tourists to this hotel. And this is the only 4-star hotel we have, because we have only 5-star plus, as you can see, the Waldorf, St. Regis, W, Westin, St. Regis Polo, Habtoor Grand. They're all 5, I can say 5+, because I think hotels in Dubai are better than any hotels around the world with the facility, the amenities we provide. So this one is a 5-star hotel and you pay a 4-star rate. So it's an attractive destination for many tourists, whether coming from abroad or internal tourism.